All right, so today we're going to talk about content management, and I'm actually going to switch between my desktop view and um, the video, like where you see me on the screen, so I can actually show you some things. So basically, what today is about is how do you stay organized, plan your content, schedule your posts, and not go crazy and everything in the process. And so for most of you, this really is probably a lot easier than it is for me because I'm not only doing, my blog and then this group that we're in, the tribe, I also am writing courses and writing, just all sorts of other things. And then I do a lot of volunteer work, so I'm not always home. Um, so my schedule is actually really, really crazy. And so it's really important for me to be able to have somewhat of a schedule. And I'll be honest, I don't stick to it as much as I should because, life gets in the way. So I'm just going to kind of show you some of the things that I use to keep everything organized and how I come up with the content, how I organize it to where I keep a schedule because, when you're trying to build an audience, a following, it is actually important that you keep somewhat of a schedule as far as like how often do you post, like how often do you publish a new blog post, how often are you posting on social media, what are you posting on social media, how often are you emailing your subscriber list, and what are you sending them. And so, if anyone ever told you, oh, hey, just start a blog, you just write and that's it, yeah, they were lying to you. There's actually a lot more that goes into nurturing your blog and everything that comes along with it so that eventually it will become profitable for you. So first off, I want to show you, let me see if I can pop over here, what I actually use for my, like how I plan my content. Like I don't use those expensive scheduling tools and all of that. I actually use Hootsuite, however you want to say it, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But when I'm getting started each week, see, I'm like blind. I wear contacts and they can't make my lenses any stronger, so I actually wear readers on top of it. And so most of the planners that you find are fairly small. And so for me, pardon my freshly painted toenails there in the bottom. This here is what's called the Happy Planner. I think you can get it on Amazon, but Michaels is traditionally where you find it, like if you Google it. And there is a link here at the top of our thing to that planner at Michaels. And it comes in different styles as far as the cover. But what I love about it, and I should have took a different pic. Oh, there we go. So you see my hand, see how big the spaces are. And so with a lot of planners, it's just like one small square and, there's really not a lot of room to write. And so this one has, so that one was the weekly view. So each week during the month, you have one, two, three little sections for that particular day. And so for me, I put my personal stuff here, like if I have, doctor's appointments or things family related, I put that here. I use this middle one for my, like, what topics, like my newsletter topic or what the blog post is going to be, and for each day what things I need to accomplish. And then in the bottom section is where I put, like, for our group, what things each day, because we kind of have a theme. Mondays, Tuesday traffic, Wednesday is email or Pinterest, Thursday is live training. And so I plan out for the week and then any notes that I need to add. But I just love it because it just gives you a lot of space to write. And so this is called the Happy Planner, the Big Happy Planner. Make sure you put big, because if you order it online, and again, the link is in the top of this, what do you call it? This post, our video is in a post, so when you go back to the thread after, it'll be there at the top. But there's a big, a classic, and another one. And so the classic is actually a lot smaller. So if you need space, make sure you choose the one that says big, because it's going to be this size right here. When I first ordered mine, I ordered the classic, and yeah, I had to send it back because it was way too small. So I just kind of wanted to show you that, because I know a lot of people struggle with kind of, I've actually seen some people with multiple planners, one for their family related personal stuff and then another one specifically for the blog. And I, have enough trouble keeping up with like one book, and you want me to keep two? Yeah, that wasn't happening. And so I found this one, and it enables me to literally plan everything. And so it has the weekly, there you can see the whole week, but then it also has the month. So the month will start out, and I can, put certain things on there, like appointments and stuff as they come up. Like this month, I can put them on the monthly one further down the road. And then when I get to that month, then I'll plug them in on the weekly entry. And it just makes sure I don't like schedule to do a live event when I have like a doctor's appointment or something. And so it just has really helped me keep my home life and my blog life kind of in sync with each other. So I just wanted to show you that. All right, so how do I plan my content? So what I'm going to do really quick is switch over to, bam, I should be like right all over your screen right now. And so I start with, this is like a legal pad, the yellow pad, and this is just what I use. So during the week, as I'm just kind of going through things, writing posts, reading other blogs, reading emails, researching questions that come up in our group, just whatever. So I use this kind of to keep notes. And then I actually have, so like I have a page for blog post ideas, and I just randomly write them down. And then I have another page that's ideas to send my email list, like, what the content's going to be, videos I need to create, an idea for a printable or a downloadable resource. And then the big one, which you probably can't see this, but these are SEO search for ideas for blog posts. And so as I'm writing down ideas for blog posts, I really need to figure out what my search word is going to be, SEO. And I know many of you are still struggling with the whole SEO thing. And so I will just write down specific word or word phrases that I think I want to use for that post. And then my kind of planning day, I guess, where I go in and research the terms and things like that. So at the beginning of the month, I try to do it out for the entire month. So like towards the end of, say, this month, like this last few days, I've actually been doing this, trying to plan out for, so what's today? Today's Thursday. So this weekend, I'll probably end up doing it on Sunday for the next 4 weeks. And it's not like a set schedule. I mean, stuff happens. Maybe some new thing comes about, like when GDPR happened. So 1 week, instead of writing what I had intended to write for that week, I ended up writing a post and some videos about the GDPR. So it's not like I write it and that's it. So I try not to go more than like 4 weeks out. Some people do well with, a quarterly schedule, or, maybe every 6 months they'll plan it out. I can't go out that far because my life is so up and down and things just get crazy, and I don't want to schedule things and then have to go back and reschedule and all of that. So I will sit down on Sundays and kind of look out for the week, whatever idea. Okay, so let me back up. So when I plan out for the month, so that's typically 4 weeks, I will, let me go back here on my month, and you see here on Monday, it says email, post and email, post and email. So my blog post idea for the week, and then what email content. So the email that I send out on Mondays typically isn't what my blog post is about because I haven't written it yet. And so it might be whatever last week was about that I might talk about, or it might just be some random topic. But for the blog post, as you can see, I haven't done June yet. I'm going to be working on it this weekend. But I'll go in and I'll kind of put like a topic, you know, and it'll just be really basic. And then on Sunday, before that Monday, is when I'll do the SEO research for that concept or that title or that idea. So it was like how to monetize your blog. So on Sunday, I would research the different SEO keywords for monetizing a blog or making money with a blog or affiliate programs or whatever to see which one might be the best choice. And then I'll take a little notes for myself. And then Monday morning is when I actually get in and write the post. So my Monday is all about writing. My email for Monday, I usually also write on Sundays. And I know Sunday doesn't work for everyone. For me, it does, just because we go to church in the morning and the afternoon, the kids are doing whatever. My husband is grilling and, you know, doing whatever. And we're just kind of all in our own little zones. So it's time for me to just sit on the couch with my laptop and, you know, knock out some emails and really put thought to it. And then I actually schedule it to get sent out because, you know, in MailerLite, you can schedule, you know, you can write like 10 emails a day and schedule them to be sent whenever you want them to be. And so scheduling tools are very, very important, especially if it's stuff that you know you're going to be sending out. So I do that on Sundays. And then Monday morning, the email's gone out. It's already scheduled. I don't have to worry about it. And I can get busy writing my post for this week. And so that's kind of how I plan out for the week as far as blog content and email content. Now, the other things that come into play, besides, now again, if you write more than once a week, I've seen some bloggers who say they write like every, you know, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. That's great if you do that, but you do also have to remember, you know, whatever kind of schedule you start with, you need to be able to keep that momentum because your audience is going to be looking for it. And so, you know, I personally think 3 to 4 posts a week is a lot. But depending on what you actually write about, you may be able to come up with content, you know, forever and always have something to write. But that's one of the areas that a lot of bloggers struggle with is I'm running out of ideas to write to my audience, and then they kind of get that writer's block. And so for me, that's why I keep it to once a week. And then you can always go back and recycle old content. Say you wrote a post, you know, 4 or 5 months ago, you can go in and kind of recycle the material from that and then just put a different spin on it to write an entirely new blog post, link to the old blog post so they're staying on your site longer and visiting other pages. And so don't overdo it. Don't be like, I have to wake up every day and write a new blog post, because you will totally burn yourself out and then you will eventually run out of content and everything you write is going to sound exactly the same because you're just so lost for ideas. So, all right, so that is how I actually plan my standard Monday email and my blog post, like how I get the ideas. And again, you know, depending on what you write about, don't discard the handy little notepad here. I have Post-it notes. I wish you could see like my whole area here. I have Post-it notes on my desktop. I have the little thing. You can see the little yellow ones down here. I have notepads all over the place, and so I'm always writing down ideas of things that I think are important, or maybe I could write a post about this, or even if it's not like blog post worthy, but it's something that I feel my audience could use, then I will maybe make an email, because there's, you know, my blog posts are pretty specific to blog resources, blogging tips, you know, everything that comes with the blog. But, you know, sending some, hey, how to stay healthy and well as a blogger, you know, self-care and all of that, I wouldn't necessarily write a blog post about it, but I could send some tips out in an email. So it just helps me kind of on Sunday look at all the random scribbles on my page and kind of say, okay, this is what I'm going to do this week. So it really has to be what's going to work for you and your schedule. There's no magic formula. You know, I don't have children. I don't have, well, I mean, I have children, but, you know, my daughter's going into high school. My son's an adult. I have dogs, so I have to let them out every bit to go to the bathroom. And if I'm trying to do live events, I have to schedule it when I know they're going to be sleeping. And so my mommy struggles are a little different than maybe some of you, or if you actually have a regular 9 to 5 job and you're doing this on the side, you know, figuring out what's going to work based on the schedule you already have. But it is so important that you actually figure that out, because you'll be more productive when you plan these things intentionally. When I first got started, I just kind of on Monday mornings would like, what am I going to write about today? I didn't do any research. I just was like, hey, I haven't written about this, so I'm going to write it. And it didn't really do much for me. I mean, yeah, I got some page views. I didn't put a lot of thought into the SEO part of it, which is very, very important. If you want to be found, you can't just throw a random word in there. You have to see what people are searching for. And then you also have to think about like who your avatar is. And we're going to actually go really in detail next week on the avatar part, but you need to focus and write intentionally. You know, just winging it's not going to cut it in this business. And so having a well thought out plan, and again, even though it's well thought out, you're going to have days that it don't go according to plan. So there's been weeks that I couldn't post on Monday for whatever reason. And so my post didn't get written until Tuesday, and that's okay. But overall, having a schedule and sticking to it is going to create a more an audience that's more in tune and engaged with you, because they've come to expect certain things at certain times. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to go into Hootsuite here. Make sure I don't have any. So Hootsuite, and I use this just because, I don't know, I got started with it on the free platform, and then I ended up going to the paid because I have so many. Let me switch you guys back to. I think I paid like $29 a month, but I paid for the whole year. I love this program because I don't schedule my Instagram on here. I do my Instagram kind of manually, just because I don't post to Instagram every week, but you can use Instagram on here as well. But what I love is that I can post to any of my Facebook pages, because as y'all know, I have this group, private group, and then I have my business page. I also have my other blog, which I've actually have it down for maintenance right now. And then I have my personal page, and I have a couple of other side projects. But let's say I was running, which I haven't connected it, I have a women's group. It's kind of like a Bible study, a local Bible study here where I live. And so I need to connect that on here, and that way I can schedule posts out for that, maybe like motivational quotes or whatever. And so you can see right now I have, it's actually one tweet and one Facebook, my business page. Let's see. This is my Girl Bosses Rock business page, and then Twitter. So once a day I send out a tweet, and then I also go in and just manually retweet other people's content that's in, you know, my kind of niche or whatever, to stay active. And then I'm going to show you, while we're on this training, how to do the bulk composer. Now, to use this, you do have to be on the paid subscription plan, which is one of the main reasons I actually upgraded. And by the way, I promote this. I am not an affiliate. They have an affiliate program, but they are not accepting any new people. So me promoting this is in no way financially benefiting me. But as you try to build your audience, staying engaged and active on the different platforms is really important, because if you ever want to do like sponsored content, sponsored campaigns, they're going to look at your followers, like how many you have on each of your platforms. And so if you're not active on Twitter or Instagram or any of those, that could hurt your overall numbers. And so the best way to stay engaged, the best way to build and gain followers is to stay active on it. Rebecca says, does it automatically post or alert for Instagram? So with Instagram, It does post it, but it actually gives you like a message on your like phone, your app, because Instagram, you have to actually post from the app. You can't do it from the computer. And so it sends a thing and you get an alert and then you just kind of push it and then it posts it for you. And so, you know, if you were busy when the alert came through for the time that you had it set, it'll still be there when you see it. And I know they have been playing with some new ways to have it auto post, but you do have to have your Instagram set up as a business Instagram account. And I haven't done that yet with mine. And it's really because I'm not as active on Instagram. I post a new image about once a month, maybe twice a month. Mine aren't lifestyle images. Mine are simply quotes, motivational quotes for any of you that have seen my Instagram. Some people are way more active, but for me, I use mine just for as like visual aesthetic. I don't know why my computer's running so low today, so slow. So you see mine are not lifestyle images. So I maybe once a month will post a new one, but I haven't switched to a business account yet. So, all right. So how is this going to help you stay organized? So on Sundays, when I am planning my content for the week, I will come in and bulk upload several posts that'll go that way I don't have to worry about them for the rest of the week. You know, I might think, oh, I'll go in each day and do it, but you know, life happens and then you forget. And so just so at least something is posting to them and it's staying somewhat active, this is why it's just easy to do this. And so with the bulk composer, it's a file, and I'll just kind of let me show you what the file looks like. It's in Excel. And it's like a certain format that you put it in. Of course, this could go a little faster. And so it's, you have your date and time, and then what it's going to say. And then if you were including a website link, like a link for them to click on, it would go in this column. This particular one that I'm going to upload right now is for our daily, the daily threads that we do here in our group. And so this one is for tomorrow, and then it'll be Monday through everything but Thursday, because Thursday we do live. So all the ones that y'all see that I post each week, you know, the Money Monday, Tuesday traffic, and all that. So I put everything in here that I wanted to say. Oops. Oh man, I knew I was going to do that. I accidentally closed the browser. All right, so over here we're going to go to Publisher, Bulk Composer, and I'm going to upload that file. For some reason you have to do it twice. I don't know why. Now, where am I going to post this one? It's going to be to this one. Now, you can set the same message to post to several different ones. So sometimes the one I do on my business page, I had done like when I do the Instagram quote, I will post it to this one and my personal page as well, just so my people on my personal page get some inspirational quotes. But for this, we're just going to do it to this group. And do not shorten links. And it's just confirming how they're reading So this is how the format for the date and time that I put, and this is how they're reading it, so that's correct. It's going to go out at 8:05. One of them's going out at 8 because they're on the same day. And now here, once it goes to this one, is where you can upload an image. And then here, this one is Money Monday. I don't know why that one didn't upload. And, oh, that's why. It was the wrong one. This one, there's actually no image. And Tuesday traffic. So, okay, so you get the point. I'm going to go ahead and schedule them without, well, I'll just do this Tuesday traffic. Pinterest. And Friday feedback. And then I'm going to hit schedule all messages. And then I can view them. And so now it's added these on here. So my regular one, these are going to my business page. This one's going to our private group, and this one's going to Twitter. And so it just, you know, I do mine out about a week to 2 weeks. It just depends. And so it's just really easy to go in and also not just your own stuff, but if you know, like if you're a mommy blogger, if you're something else, you know, it is important to share other people's content if it's appropriate for your audience. So like on Twitter, you can go in and schedule tweets, like retweets or whatever. Same thing for your Facebook page. And so you may have seen in some of the other blogger groups, you know, someone say, hey, I'm scheduling out if anyone has any posts related to, you know, Christmas recipes or whatever, I'll schedule them out. And so scheduling isn't just for Pinterest. And this way you can just put it on autopilot, forget about it, and there's activity happening on those platforms without you physically having to be there. Cassie says, is Google Docs a preferred method for making worksheets and freebies in your opinion? I actually use Canva for all of my stuff. I save them to my Google Drive, but it just really depends on what it is you're making. If you need a spreadsheet, like I do have my group boards for Pinterest, it's a list of group boards. That is actually on an Excel spreadsheet in Google Docs. But everything else that I do is created on a Canva template, and then I get the shareable link. I save it to my Google Drive, and then I use the shareable link. So it just depends on what it is that you're making, as far as which is the easiest one for you to use. So this is how this program works. Again, I think I pay, well, actually I can check it here, $19 or $29 a month. Yeah, so I paid annually. So even I'm paying $19 a month because I paid it for the whole year. If you do it like month to month, you make your payments, I believe it's $29. Um, but in order to use the bulk scheduling, which is what we did, you have to be on the paid plan. But if you aren't scheduling that much stuff, you can totally use their free platform. And then just go in and manually, and to manually, you literally just come in here to this little thing, type, write out what you're going to say. If you're linking to a blog post, put it here. And the great thing about this, because let's say you're going to share it on Twitter, your blog post URL might be super long, but once you put it in here, you can hit shrink and it'll make it a short URL that won't use up all of your spaces. And then you pick, if you need to attach an image, pick what day. So you can totally do this manually, and it's absolutely free to do that. The only reason, again, I upgraded was because I had 2 blogs, and so additional sites, you had to have the paid plan, but also the bulk scheduler because I just have so much stuff that I'm trying to get out there. So, but that's how I plan out and schedule everything, not Pinterest, but everything else. I spend one day, literally Sunday is the day that I figure out what I'm going to do for the week, and then I go in and schedule stuff out. I may schedule it just out for 7 days. If I know I'm going to be really, really busy this month, like with volunteer events, or maybe we want to go, like tomorrow, by the way, I will not be at your beck and call as usual because I'm taking my daughter to the zoo in San Antonio. She just got out of school yesterday, so I will be at the zoo tomorrow. But knowing that is, if you're going on vacation, instead of just being absent, you can totally just schedule stuff out. You could even, if you had an engaged audience like we have here, you could record a video and then schedule the link to the video to publish to whichever platform, Facebook group or whatever. So this is just a really great way for you to be able to stay engaged with your audience on all the platforms, but literally spend maybe 1 hour on Sunday doing it. And if it wasn't for this, I would I don't know what I'd be doing because I would not possibly have the time to stay as active as I am. What else? Pinterest is the other one for those of you who don't use Tailwind for your Pinterest. That is another one because with Pinterest, you need to stay active. Their algorithms only work for you if you are active on it. And so I can schedule stuff out and I'll just show you. This is a mixture of my pins and other pins. So stuff is being pinned on my account all day long. And I am filled up basically through Saturday. And so I'll probably go in tonight and schedule some more stuff so that I can fill up through the rest of next week, just so I don't have to worry about it. And then when I create a new blog post, I'll go ahead and the day, like on Monday, I publish the post. I will go into that post and save it from the post. I know we've talked about this before. When you first publish a blog post, instead of doing a direct upload to Pinterest, go into the post from this view. It's loading really slow today. Let me close some of these windows. Okay, there they are. Okay. So you'll come in here and pin your post directly from the thing. Pin it to a board. Remember, pin it to either your blog board or the most relevant board to that topic. So this one I could post to my Girl Bosses Rock board, which is where I first post everything. And then when I come in and do the second one next week, I'll post it to probably my affiliate marketing board. And so if you do have multiple images on each post, which you should, different branding and everything, choose the one you're going to use for your blog board and do that the day you publish it. And then next week, so like for me, I do mine on Mondays. So next week on Monday, when I publish my post and I schedule or I pin the image for that post, I will go in, hold on one second, my son just walked in the door. I will do my second image next week. That way it's not the same image going to the same post like back to back. And so today, or I'm sorry, this past Monday when I published this post, I shared or pinned this one, and then I went to the post that I wrote last week and I pinned the second image from it, if that makes sense. I hope that wasn't confusing. But it is very important that you have more than one pinnable image on your post because one, it gives different options, visual appeal for your audience to choose, but it also gives you the ability to post the same content to the same board without the same pin being right there. These are two completely different pins, but they go to the same content. So that just helps get your content out there a lot better. Let's have some questions. I could talk about this on and on and on, but I'd really like to know what you are struggling the most with that I could maybe help or answer or give you ideas. I do, when I publish a post on Monday, I do everything. I write it, I create the image, the Canva image, this here, as well as the thumbnail one that shows up when you share it on Facebook. I also create my second image as well. I kind of do everything. Now, a few months from now, I may go in and update or add a third image to a few posts, and it'll be completely different from the two it already has, just to create an additional opportunity to promote it without the same pin being pinned to a board. But my schedule is to everything for that blog post gets done on Monday. That way I don't have to come back tomorrow and worry about it. So I do my content writing, editing, and all my images all in one sitting. Now, if I want to maybe later add something to it, like a new opt-in form, maybe I'm, hey, maybe I could add, this printable, like a tracking sheet for your affiliate links or something. I might do that in the middle of the week and then come back later and add it. Either add it in the text at the bottom somewhere or create a brand new opt-in form, or add it to my resource library. And so that's kind of what I do the rest of the week is other stuff. I am writing courses. I do my coaching where I do the blog audits and things like that. And so I kind of space those out the rest of the week. And in between those is when I come up with additional stuff that I could do specifically to my own blog. And that is creating additional either opt-in forms or opportunities to add some affiliate links or things like that. You can also go back to older posts and, because let's face it, when you first start writing, if you've been doing this for a little while, like I look back 2 years ago when I first started and I read my older posts and I'm like, wow, that was really not very good to where I am now, a little more organized and they read a lot better. And so I might go in and edit it a little bit or add some stuff, adding links to newer posts to older posts, because the best way to keep people on your blog longer is to, link to other content. So like for me, this is the one I wrote Monday. So I'm going to link to older posts for sure. My list of affiliate programs. This was a thing for using Pinterest. My services offered. But, I did write my very first post, which was how to start a blog. So I will go back later this week sometime and add this post, like a link to this post, to my how to start a blog post. So when they're reading how to start a blog, I might add, and, once you get it up and running and you're looking for ways to monetize, check out this post or something like that. So it's always important that you actually go back to older posts and link them to the newer content that you're creating in a natural way, so that, people will link, and make them a different color. Like you see, all of my clickable stuff is orange. That way they'll click on it and well, this is an affiliate link, but they'll go to other places on your blog, and then they'll be able to read the additional content there. And so you can also go back and look for ways that you maybe can add some new affiliate links that you may have joined since you first wrote those older posts. And so those are the kind of things that I do during the week when I'm not working on, like, again, I'm writing some courses right now and doing a couple of other things. So again, my schedule is a lot more hectic than I'm sure some of yours are, if the blog is really all that you are working on right now outside of your regular life. So yeah. No questions? Come on, you guys. I know y'all have some specifics that you're struggling with. I know what I struggle with, but I've been doing this for 2 years now. So, remembering back to the early days, and again, I have different lifestyle things going on. I have dogs. I don't have small children. I don't work another job. I am home all day, so my time is a little more free and flexible than many of you. So I guess all I can stress is just figuring out a schedule that works for whatever your lifestyle is. But I know you may read other posts, and they're always promoting, like, Meet Edgar. What's another one? There's several content planning and management tools that are actually kind of expensive. I don't promote those. They don't really do anything more than what Hootsuite does. And again, you can totally use the free platform with them unless you start really getting into a whole bunch of other things like I do. So yeah, I try to promote the cheapest way possible to do it, and Hootsuite has been perfect for me. I have not had any issues with it. Also, if you're going to start doing, which you should, we're not going to go in depth on this in this training, but for your Facebook pages, your business page for your blog, which is separate from your personal page. If you have a page for your blog, it should be a business page. With the algorithm changes and everything that Facebook has done, the best way to keep engagement there is actually doing, live events, like going live like I do here sometimes. They love for you to go live. Plus, it gives your audience a chance to really see you and for you to be more real with them versus just posting stuff. Do not just share your blog posts on your Facebook page. It's important that you post other content there, because when you're just posting, you should have auto post set up on your dashboard. So when you publish, it goes straight and publishes for you. You don't have to go do it yourself. But that can't be the only thing that you put on there. You can't just promote stuff about your blog. Talk about other things. Whatever your community is about, mine is about blogging and, turning your passion into profit, whether it's, if you do crafts or whatever. So if I post stuff, it might be motivational quotes about women in business. I might share other posts about women doing the girl boss thing. I might go live. But if you want to keep them engaged, you have to do other stuff, and it can't just be about your blog, because then that looks like a sales ad. So what are some key items? Let me scroll this over, that you do every day, like site maintenance, checking analytics. So every day, if I publish on Monday, so I'll give it a couple of days, but the first thing I do every day is log in to my dashboard. And I have Google Analytics. If you are not using Google Analytics, you need to get Google Analytics. And you can see it from your dashboard here, and then you can also go to the GA website, which I think I've done a tutorial on that one. And if I need to, I'll do it again to help you really understand how to read that information. But this is my dashboard that is in my Google dashboard that's in my WordPress dashboard. I have mine set to yesterday. You can change it to 30 days, whatever. I like to see on a day-to-day basis how it's doing. And so you can see yesterday I had 19 organic searches. For me, my organic searches are going up now because I'm finally using SEO. I wasn't doing that when I first got started. I was just picking random words that I thought were good and writing my blog posts about that, and nobody was finding me on Google. Down here, it's going to show you your top posts. This is actually from my Jetpack, but you can check it by sessions. So I typically will just go here, and then once or twice during the month, I will actually go into the Google Analytics website, like my dashboard in there, and see what search terms people are finding me under. And that helps me also know if I'm choosing the right keywords. And I'll just show you that real quick. As far as like site maintenance and things like that, I do check if anything here, if I need updates. You know, there's always something orange on here. I have my comments set to where I have to approve them. Because even though I have the spam blocker, I still get trolls who, you know, post nasty comments, and well, I just don't have time for that. So just come in and approve them, and then I will actually write back. You know, always respond to comments on your blog. And one tip for you also, when you're commenting, whatever that blog post was SEO'd for. So like this particular one was, my SEO word was monetize. When you're replying and you start typing your comment, try to use that SEO word in your comment. The more times that SEO word is found on your page, the better, okay? Heidi says, how do we set up the comment approval? That should be, and again, this is for WordPress. You go into settings. I think it's under discussion. Yeah, discussion settings. Comment moderation. Blah, blah. Before a comment appears, it must be manually approved. Just check that box. Now you can check this one too, or check this one instead of that one if you want to have it to where, like, if I've already approved you once to comment on my blog, then I don't have to approve your future comments because I like said you're good to go. I just leave it at this because I have there's comment trolls. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, this person left this nasty comment and I'm so upset about it. Like, they took it personally what the person said. Realistically, the person could have cared less about what your content was. They're going through and just commenting nasty stuff on people's blogs. So I do this just to avoid the issue. And so that's why it's even more important that every morning I come in and make sure I approve them. But I do it throughout the day too because, you know, I don't want a comment sitting forever. Oops, nope, go back. And other things that I do on a daily basis, go back to my dashboard, aside from updating plugins, I will also check my analytics and everything else in like MailerLite for my opt-in forms, my subscription boxes, and then Opt-in Monster is what I use for the big pretty ones. I will go in and check the conversions on those to see how they're doing. And if they're not doing well, I may go in and change the wording on it, maybe change the color or something like that, or I may add a new one. It's kind of just whatever's going on will kind of prompt me on what maintenance I need to do that day. So it just depends. But other than that, I mean, the big thing is checking all the orange, make sure there's no alerts here. Checking my email stats if I've had new subscribers. I may go in, it just depends, and create like a new automation, a new email to add to my automation that goes out to everyone, or my new, like my welcome series or whatever. I'll check the stats on those to see anyone that opted in but didn't like confirm. I'm constantly cleaning up my email, which I've talked about this before in other training, to keep my subscriber number down so I don't have to pay for the upgrade. But it's not just about not having to pay for the upgrade in MailerLite, because it's 1,000 is when you have to upgrade to the paid version. It's not just about that. I mean, I would love to stay free forever, but I would also love to get, like 5,000 subscribers who are actually benefiting me. So the actual reason for me cleaning it up all the time and is dropping the dead weight. I don't want to have subscribers who either haven't confirmed, because those count against your number. But if, 6 months you've been on my list and you haven't opened anything or read an email in the last 2 months, then I'm just going to get rid of you. Because again, it's getting me closer to having to pay for you to be there, and that's not productive. So I'm always keeping an eye on my email. And then I might just go in and tweak my page. I'll go in and look at it, always looking to improve it. Recently I changed my tagline. I may change up what's over here on my sidebar. How you create it, always improve on it. If you don't like how it looks, add something or do something different. You may see something on someone else's blog and be like, oh my gosh, that's really pretty. I'd like to do that on mine. Go for it. I mean, the whole process is an evolving process, and you should always be working to make it better. And you can see the links that are actually converting, like what people are clicking on and what they're not. And so if you've had something there for a long time, nobody's clicking on it, take it off. I had my Shop Style Collective thing here for a while with Girl Boss gear or something. I wasn't making anything from it, so I took it off and added these banners, which I'm probably going to take off because they're just ugly. Find things that you can add. Like, if you don't know, all of these link to other places on my site, except for this one. This links to our group here. So don't just focus on finding banner ads to put on your sidebar. Ads are great, but honestly, people don't really click on them as much as you think for the amount of traffic that you're getting as a new blogger. You notice I don't have AdSense. I do have this one. That's it. This is media.net. That's the only ads I have on here. And so instead I choose to use my sidebar. This is, free designs through Creative Market. A lot of their stuff is free, which of course y'all know I'm about free. But, if you click through this and decide to end up later purchasing one of their bundles, I could make like a 10% commission, I think. But the rest of these, this goes to my how to start a blog post. This goes to a link in my resource library. This goes to my Pinterest course. Link to other things on your blog. Just create these banners in Canva and make it match kind of what's going on. So you have to be real strategic with your sidebar, because that is prime real estate for you to keep your people longer on your page, which lowers your bounce rate. Add affiliate links, link to courses, link to downloadable things, which could turn into subscribers if you create them properly. There's just a lot of things you can do with your sidebar, so be very intentional with that. Okay, Google Analytics is still loading. There we go. So we are going to talk, okay, reload. I'll just pop over here real quick since I mentioned this. And so just real quick, so I don't sit here at my computer literally like from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed. So in a nutshell, here's my daily schedule. I wake up around 5:30, not because I want to, but because my 100-pound red Doberman, the couch is actually against the side of my bed because he won't sleep anywhere unless he's touching me. And so he wakes me up with his, hey, I gotta go pee every morning. So I'm like, okay, I get up. Check my emails while they're out doing their business, watch TV, drink coffee. My husband goes to work at 6, starts getting daylight around 6:30. I go outside, let the dogs run around, water my new trees, and then I sit down and actually read my Bible app. That's my only quiet time that I can get. And so I do that, my daily dose of scripture. And then around 7:30, I take the dogs to the park so they can run off leash. I actually don't get back here to the computer until around 9:30. Before I was taking my daughter to school and all that. I don't have that problem anymore. But so I actually don't really get to where I can sit down and start working on all this stuff until about 9:30. And then between 9:30 and let's say 2, it's just a combination of the things I've already spoken about, like the tasks I do each day, broken up with the dogs having to go to the bathroom, or if I have an appointment, or, different things. So I literally don't sit and work for like 4 to 6 straight hours. I mean, it is broken up a lot, and I still manage to get so much accomplished. I have this blog, I have our group, and you do see, I mean, I am as responsive as I can be. Of course, a lot of it is from my phone because I can do that when I'm not at the computer. I'm writing courses, I'm doing all these things, but none of that would be possible if I didn't have a base schedule laid out for myself, and also the scheduling tools so that I'm not physically having to do these things every day. There'd be no possible way at all that I could get this stuff done. And so I can't stress enough that using some sort of tool, whether it's Hootsuite, whether it's the planner that I showed you. I love this planner. I can't say enough about this planner. I even got the binder that goes over it. It's really pretty, and it says Hustle on the front of it, and it snaps so everything doesn't fall out. I take that thing with me everywhere. When I go to the doctor's office and they want to give me the appointment reminder card, I'm like, no, and I break out my big old binder from my purse and I write my appointments down because, I'll lose the card or whatever. So, but yeah, I mean, I intentionally set time that is for work, and then, like, in the evening when everyone gets home, I'm like, okay, put the computer away, let's actually, interact with the family, go do this. Like tomorrow I'm going to the zoo and things like that. So it is very possible, but without the tools, yeah, Pam says, can I see the binder cover? Without these tools, there'd be no way. I would drive myself, and I did when I first started. I wasn't really planning anything. I was just doing it, and I was doing it all, and I was so burnt out. It was just ridiculous. Let me show you. So here it's pink, it's leather, it says Hustle. When you open it up, it has these areas that I keep all my colored pens. I like colored pens. I just like it, and the thing slips, kind of like how your checkbook slides into your checkbook holder. It kind of just slides in there like that, and you just replace it. And the thing with the binder itself, it's not a set binder. Like these pages kind of, if they tear out, you just punch them back in. That's how they're made. They're not like solid paper. And so it's easy to change them out at the end of the year. You can also buy packs, which I did, of additional paper, like grid paper or note paper. And I keep these in the back just to write, random notes for myself, so I'm not scribbling in the actual blocks themselves. But yeah, I mean, you can go into Michael's, they have them there, or you can order it online. I've seen them on Amazon a few times, but Michael seems to be their choice place to sell them from. And you can get stickers, you can get, all the other foo-foo things that you do with your planner, you know, to make them all pretty and stuff. I don't have time for that, so I just use the colored pens. All right, so real quick, we're coming up on an hour here, and I want to wrap this up. So we're going to go to Acquisition, Search Console, Queries. And so this is one of the things I'll check about once or twice a month to see what people are searching and finding me. So that means they've typed this into Google, and one of my posts came up in the results and they clicked on it. And just so you know, nobody has ever been able to explain what other encompasses, which sucks because, you know, 76% of it's coming from other. But at least I can see here, affiliate, stop existing and start living. That was about, you know, living a better life, a way older post that I wrote. And then a lot about CBD, which if you don't know, I have major back issues and was on a lot of opiates and just really miserable because they weren't helping me but making me feel like crap. And I started using CBD oil, and ta-da, I'm pretty much pain-free and off all of my prescription medications. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But I do have content for that if you want to read it. But funny thing is that I'm quite being found a lot for that, so that's actually a good thing. So yeah, let me come back over here to that. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. I know it was a lot of information. Again, this is going to be recorded, so you can go back and watch it anytime. I'll send it out to the email list as well, probably on Monday. But yeah, if you need help with figuring out how to set up your scheduling, just let me know. It's actually a lot easier than it looks. But just pick the day that, you know, you have. I know it's like find a day that you don't have anything to do. Even if you just have 1 hour, you could get so much accomplished in that 1 hour that'll knock so much off your list for the rest of the week by using some sort of scheduling tool. And of course, a planner like this, again, the reason I use it is because it's big and I'm blind. And it also gives you, you know, the 3 different boxes, so I don't have to have separate calendars for my personal appointments and things like that. Like I have everything right there so that I know, oh, don't schedule anything this day because I have, you know, a doctor's appointment, I'm not going to be home or whatever. It just makes it so much easier to keep track of everything. And I can go back as I'm planning content to say, hey, did I write about this already? Because all I got to do is flip back a few pages and what I posted like a month ago is right there. And so it just makes it all easy to have it in one place. I know some people like using the online, like the Google Planner and things like reminders, but for me the paper method has worked better because that's just how my brain works. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Leave some comments. If you're watching the replay after this training's over, please do #replay just so we can track how many people actually watch the training. Again, the link to that planner will be up in the top. And then you can search anytime #training or #planning in the left search bar to find this video. But I will send the link out via email on Monday. All right, ladies, have a great weekend. Again, I'll be out tomorrow for the most part, but I will do a thread in the morning before we head out. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.